What if tonight the sky above your pillow became your lullaby? Out there, beyond the quiet window, billions of stars are drifting, slow, steady, unhurried. Each one shines with light that began long before your first dream, still traveling, still alive. And tonight, that light is here, waiting to calm your thoughts. You're about to hear 100 gentle truths from the galaxy. Soft, wonder-filled facts designed to slow your breathing, quiet your mind, and help you drift into peace. There's nothing to remember, nothing to do. Just listen. Let your eyes grow heavy as the universe opens like a slow-moving river of light. By the time we reach the final fact, you might not even be awake to hear it. And that's the beauty of it, because the stars will keep shining even while you sleep. What you're about to hear will change your night. What if bedtime could feel like a story the universe tells only to you? The mind loves patterns, gentle rhythms, and familiar sounds, and that's exactly what these galaxy whispers will become. Each soft fact, each slow description will teach your thoughts a new kind of calm, one that replaces worry with wonder. As you listen, your brain begins to learn that night means beauty, not noise. You can let these moments become a quiet ritual, a small friendship between you and the stars. Picture the ceiling above you fading into a deep, velvety sky, the walls dissolving into starlight. Choose one soft image, a spiral galaxy, a glowing mist, and let it stay behind your eyelids. It will hold your thoughts while you drift. Somewhere above your pillow tonight, a quiet ocean of stars is shining just for you. Inside our Milky Way, hundreds of billions of suns drift together, a slow river of light wrapping around your small, safe world. You don't have to see them. It's enough to know they're there, watching softly from the dark. Tonight, we'll wander through 100 calming facts about this galaxy city, not to memorize, not to analyze, but simply to rest with them. Nothing urgent is waiting here, no alarms, no deadlines, just distant light and easy thoughts. You can let every detail blur if you like. Adjust your pillow, loosen your jaw, feel your breathing slow, and let the stars become the faint, gentle music behind your dreams. And slowly, the universe holds you. If you've ever stood beneath a dark sky far from the city, you might remember a faint milky ribbon stretching quietly above. That is our home, the Milky Way, seen from within, its light blurred by distance and dust. Each shimmer is a star, and together they paint the sky in a soft, silvery haze. Even if you can't see it from where you live, it's still there, humming gently beyond the glow of streetlights. You can close your eyes and imagine it now, a quiet arc of light arching over your thoughts, patient, unbroken. The same band your ancestors once looked upon still drifts above you tonight, whispering the same message, that you are surrounded by light even when you can't see it. Imagine that soft band of light is your nightlight, even if you only see it in your mind. Fact 3. Our galaxy is a spiral, not a smudge. Picture a swirl of cream in slow motion, folding and stretching into delicate arms that never quite stop turning. That's what our galaxy looks like when seen from afar, a barred spiral winding through space with quiet elegance. It isn't a chaotic storm, but a slow dance, each arm unfurling like silk ribbons around a glowing center. The Milky Way turns once every few 100 million years, so gently that no one living will ever feel its motion. You can imagine it now, a spiral of light, immense and serene, its pattern repeating like a heartbeat across the ages. Inside that slow whirl, our little sun moves too, steady, patient, unhurried, keeping time with the breathing of the stars. We're not at the center of that whirl, and that's a comforting thing. If the Milky Way were a vast spiral city, we would live in one of its quiet suburbs, a gentle lane between the bright, busy arms. Our sun sits inside what astronomers call the Orion Arm. But you could think of it as a peaceful neighborhood tucked away from the galaxy's crowded center. Here, the stars are spaced out like cozy homes along a sleepy street, each with its own small light burning in the dark. Nothing rushes here. It's calm, steady, predictable. The violent births and endings of stars mostly happen far away, while our part of the galaxy hums softly, a safe, glowing cul-de-sac in an infinite town of light. You can rest knowing the cosmos placed you in its quietest corner. It's as if the universe parked us in a peaceful cul-de-sac of stars. Fact 5. A soft river of time. Galaxies move through time the way rivers move through valleys, so slowly that you'd never notice the flow. Every star drifts on its path. Every cluster swirls around the center. Yet over a human lifetime, the picture barely changes. The Milky Way is ancient, billions of years old, still forming stars while old ones fade, recycling light in a rhythm too slow for eyes to see. Tonight, as you lie here, it's still turning, still breathing, keeping its shape with a grace that defies haste. The stars above you will shine the same tomorrow, the same 1,000 years from now. Time in the galaxy is gentle. It moves like a sigh, reminding you that not everything needs to hurry. As you sleep, the galaxy will keep turning, but so softly you'll never feel a bump. Take a moment to notice how your body feels. Maybe your eyelids have grown heavier, or your breathing has started to match the slow rhythm of the stars. If so, that's perfect. You're meant to drift in and out, to listen without effort. If you're still awake, you can smile quietly to yourself, knowing that every minute here is a small gift of calm. Somewhere far above, the galaxy keeps turning, unhurried, constant, its light touching the edges of your thoughts. If you'd like, you can send a small sign to say you're still floating with me. Imagine a soft cyclone drifting up through the night, or say nothing at all. The universe already knows you're here, listening in its quiet way. We're only at the very edge of the galaxy's story. First 5 galaxy comforts. Before we wander deeper, let's rest for a moment among the thoughts we've gathered. You now know the galaxy is a vast city of stars, each one glowing quietly in its own small home. You've pictured the Milky Way as a pale band of light across the sky, curved and endless. You've seen its spiral form, graceful and slow, and felt the comfort of living in a peaceful corner between the arms. And you've floated down a soft river of time where nothing rushes and nothing breaks the calm. You don't need to remember these facts. They've already settled into you like distant music. For now, let your mind drift open. We'll wander next into the galaxy's gentle rules, one soft surprise at a time. Next, we'll wander deeper into the galaxy's gentle rules, one soft surprise at a time. Beyond our Milky Way, the night stretches farther than imagination. Astronomers say there may be hundreds of billions of galaxies scattered across the observable universe. But don't let the number overwhelm you. Instead, picture a dark sea dotted with islands of light. Each galaxy, a glowing lantern drifting in endless space. Between them lies more calm than motion, more stillness than sound. You could spend your life counting and never finish. And that's all right. The point isn't how many there are, but how peaceful it feels to know they exist. Each one turns slowly like ours in patient silence. They shine without hurry, and you, lying here, are part of that same quiet infinity. The stars above are your cosmic neighbors. Tonight, we'll visit just enough of them to lull your mind into a slow drift. Fact 7. Spirals, ellipticals, and irregulars. Not every galaxy spins in a perfect spiral. Some are shaped like glowing eggs, smooth and round. Others look scattered, like brushstrokes across a dark canvas. The universe doesn't choose symmetry, it chooses variety, the kind that feels like art. Spirals swirl gracefully with arms that shimmer in slow rotation. Ellipticals glow like soft pearls, steady and ancient. Irregulars are the dreamers, galaxies that broke their patterns long ago, floating in gentle chaos. If you could see them all together, they'd look like clouds drifting in different shapes, no two the same. And just like clouds, they invite your imagination to rest. You don't need to name them, just watch their silent dance and let your thoughts loosen. Did you know some spirals are so graceful they look like cosmic seashells? Far beyond the Milky Way, another island of stars quietly faces us across the void. It's called Andromeda, and on a dark, moonless night, you can see it with your own eyes. No telescope is needed, just patience, darkness, and wonder. To most people, it appears as a faint, blurred patch of silver mist, but that mist is home to 1 trillion suns. Imagine that, a whole galaxy, so distant its light began traveling here 2.5 million years ago, now brushing your gaze as softly as breath. Whether you ever see it or not, it's there, constant, ancient, glowing toward you. Somewhere above you tonight, another universe of stories waits, sending light that will outlast every thought you have tonight. Somewhere above you, another galaxy is shining toward you, whether you notice it or not. Fact 9. Light years as gentle steps. Light travels fast, so fast it could circle Earth 7 times in 1 second. But in the language of the stars, that speed feels patient. When we say something is a light year away, we're measuring distance not in miles, but in time. A single year of walking light. Imagine a small beam leaving a star, taking steady steps through the dark, year after year, never slowing, never lost. For millions of years it keeps walking until one quiet night it reaches your eyes. Every sparkle you see is light that has been traveling toward you since before humans learned to write. When you look up, you're gazing into history, watching stories arrive long after they were told. Each glimmer is time, still glowing. Every star you see sends light that has been walking toward you for a very long time. Our Milky Way stretches about 100,000 light years across, a distance so vast it's almost impossible to picture. So let's imagine it gently. Picture a single beam of light beginning its journey at one edge of the galaxy, taking quiet, steady steps through the dark. It walks past clusters of stars, across lanes of dust, through arms that swirl like ribbons of silk. Year after year, century after century, it keeps moving forward. 100,000 years later, it would finally reach the opposite side. That's the width of our cosmic home, an ocean of light so wide it feels infinite. You can rest in that idea. No walls, no edges, only open sky stretching farther than dreams can wander. If one thought could drift for 100,000 years, it would still be inside our galaxy. Gentle question. Which shape feels most relaxing? Take a slow breath and picture the galaxies we've met so far. Do you feel calmer imagining a spiral, its arms curling like waves? Or does the soft round glow of an elliptical feel more peaceful? Maybe the scattered shapes of irregular galaxies remind you of drifting clouds after rain. There's no wrong answer, only what feels soothing to you. You can even close your eyes and choose one to keep with you tonight. Let it spin behind your eyelids like a slow-motion painting, looping endlessly in silence. If you'd like, imagine sending it a tiny wish, or simply let it float without meaning. The act of choosing brings comfort. It turns the vast universe into a personal lullaby. Hold that favorite galaxy in your mind. We're going to walk through its soft details next. Every galaxy, like every city, is made up of neighborhoods. In our Milky Way, stars gather in clusters, small families bound together by invisible threads of gravity. Some neighborhoods are busy, filled with newborn stars shining blue and bright. Others are quiet and old, their light dimmed by time. Our own sun lives in a calm district, far from the crowded downtown near the galactic core. Here, the stars are spaced out just enough for peace. Imagine looking across the sky and seeing each star as a home with its light still on, glowing through an eternal night. Between them lies gentle darkness, not emptiness, but space to breathe. Every tiny spark is part of a vast, shimmering community, your wider neighborhood in the cosmos. Every tiny point of light in the sky has its own address in the galaxy. Fact 12. Calm, red stars and hot blue ones. Not all stars burn the same way. Some glow cool and red, steady like embers in a fireplace. Others flare blue and bright, burning with youthful energy before fading. The red ones last the longest, shining softly for billions of years, patient and constant. Imagine floating among them, surrounded by their warm hue, as if drifting through a field of gentle lanterns. Their light doesn't rush. It hums quietly, a color of rest. The blue stars, though dazzling, are brief. They remind us that even brilliance can be fleeting. Together, they paint the galaxy in balance, passion beside peace, spark beside stillness. When you look at the night sky, you're seeing time itself, glowing in shades of calm and fire. Some galaxies glow with entire rivers of these ember-colored stars. Between the stars drifts a fine, invisible dust, tiny particles born from the lives and deaths of suns. To the eye, it looks like darkness, thin lanes of shadow woven across the Milky Way. But that dust is gentle, not cold. It scatters starlight, turning raw brightness into soft glow, painting the galaxy in muted colors. Without it, the sky would be too harsh, too sharp to rest beneath. Imagine the universe as a great canvas and this dust as its brush, shaping the calm mist between lights. Even the dark patches you see above aren't emptiness. They're texture, depth, quiet. Behind every shadow lie countless hidden suns, still shining, still waiting to be found by light. The darkness simply softens their song. Behind every dark lane in the Milky Way, more stars are waiting. 10 gentle galaxy basics. Let's rest a moment with what we've discovered so far. You've drifted through the idea of countless galaxies, each one a floating lantern in the dark. You've seen their shapes, spirals, ellipses, clouds of starlight, and learned that even your own eyes can touch another galaxy across millions of years. You've walked beside light itself, measured in gentle steps that cross eternity, and found comfort in knowing our Milky Way stretches wider than dreams. You've met the colors of stars, the clusters they live in, and the dust that paints their glow. You don't need to remember it all. The galaxy remembers for you. Just breathe and let the knowledge rest quietly in the background of your thoughts. Next, we'll zoom gently into the spiral arms themselves, where stars form like slow blooming flowers. In the great spiral pattern of our galaxy, the arms are more than decoration. They're places where new stars quietly begin. Picture long rivers of gas and dust curling outward from the center, each one a nursery where starlight is slowly born. Inside these lanes, clouds drift and fold until they grow dense enough to ignite. It's not violent or loud. Creation in the cosmos happens with infinite patience. Over millions of years, tiny sparks become suns, and suns become constellations. If you could float there, you'd see faint pink glows where stars are forming like fireflies behind silk. The arms of the Milky Way are not frozen lines, but breathing regions, forever moving, forever giving birth to light. These arms are like nursery corridors in a cosmic hospital. Soft pause. If this calms you, tap like. Take a deep breath and let the thought of those newborn stars settle. You've already traveled far, through dust, through light, through time itself, and you're still floating safely here. If this calm has touched you, you can quietly press like, not as a task, but as a tiny signal to the universe that you enjoy this peace. Think of it as lighting a single candle in the dark, one that joins countless others flickering across the world tonight. Every small gesture spreads stillness. You're part of something larger now, a quiet community of minds resting beneath the same sky. No rush, no pressure, just calm connection. And as your candle joins the others, the galaxy glows a little warmer. Now let's float inside a spiral arm and look around. Within the spiral arms, stars rarely appear alone. They gather in small families called clusters, groups of siblings born from the same cloud. Imagine them glowing together, a celebration suspended in the night, like thousands of lanterns floating slowly through a dark sky. Each cluster drifts as one, held by gravity and memory, moving across the galaxy in silent harmony. Some clusters stay tight, while others spread out, leaving trails of faint light behind them, like whispers fading into air. The Pleiades, the seven sisters, are one of these, visible even to the naked eye. When you look at them, you're glimpsing a moment in a grand celestial festival, each light a life still shining from a distant dawn. Did you know some of these lantern groups are visible as fuzzy spots in our sky? Did you know? Fact 16. The Pleiades are a star family. Above you, in the shoulder of Taurus, lies a tiny cluster called the Pleiades, the seven sisters. You may have seen them before without knowing their name. A small misty patch of blue-white light, faint but steady. They are young stars, still glowing with the energy of their birth, bound together by gravity like hands gently linked. Cultures across time have looked up at them and seen family, connection, and story. Tonight, you can see them simply as company, nearby souls shining quietly as you rest. Their light began its journey long ago, but it arrives exactly when you need it. Think of the seven sisters as soft night lights above you, whispering, "You are never truly alone beneath this sky." Above you, one small star family glows while countless others remain unseen. Even now, while you lie still, the galaxy is turning. Our sun and every nearby star travel together around the Milky Way's center, completing one slow orbit every few 100 million years. Its motion so smooth, so steady, that you never feel a thing. Imagine resting on a great, silent carousel that takes eons to make a single turn. Stars drift beside you, light flows past like quiet rivers, and the whole structure moves as if breathing. This motion doesn't disturb, it cradles. The galaxy spins with the patience of time itself, and you, without knowing it, are carried in that rhythm. Every heartbeat keeps time with a motion larger than imagination, a soft rotation that never ends. You're in motion right now, but the motion is so slow it feels like stillness. Myth versus reality. Are spiral arms solid? Many imagine the galaxy's arms as fixed structures like giant bridges of stars frozen in space. But the truth is gentler and far more beautiful. The arms are patterns, waves of density moving through the disk, gathering clouds and stars for a moment before releasing them again. Picture ripples spreading through a pond. The water moves, yet the pattern remains. That's how the Milky Way breathes. Stars drift in and out of these waves, joining and leaving like dancers in a slow waltz. Nothing rigid, nothing permanent, just harmony in motion. The spiral you've seen in pictures isn't a frozen thing, but a flowing song of gravity and light, always changing, always softly alive. Patterns made of stars that last longer than civilizations. Every star you see tonight has lived far longer than any story written on Earth. Some have burned quietly for billions of years. Others are still in their first bright youth. The smallest stars glow the longest, their light steady and kind, while the largest live briefly and shine fiercely before fading. Time moves differently for them, slower, wider, softer. Imagine a candle that burns for all of history, its flame unwavering through the rise and fall of civilizations. That's what a star is, patient endurance in glowing form. When you look up, you're witnessing lifetimes stacked like layers of light, a sky filled with memories that never rush to end. Each one still burns, calmly keeping its promise. The star you wish on tonight will likely still be there long after every worry you have is gone. Gentle question, which star would you befriend? Close your eyes and imagine the stars above like old souls scattered through the dark. If you could reach out, which one would you choose to keep you company tonight? Would it be a small red ember, glowing softly and low, or a bright white spark, pulsing with quiet energy? Picture your chosen star looking back at you, patient and timeless, its light traveling across ages just to rest on your eyelids. You don't need to say a word. Friendship in the universe happens in silence. If you want, send it a quiet thought of gratitude, a promise to meet again in your dreams. Somewhere, that light continues, and for a moment, you share its gentle rhythm. Your chosen star now lives in the background of every galaxy picture you see. Look again at the swirling shape of our galaxy, and you'll notice that the spiral arms shimmer more brightly than the rest. That glow comes from clusters of young, energetic stars lighting the gas and dust around them. These regions are like illuminated pathways, slow-moving trails of blue and white stretching across the night. If you could drift above the Milky Way and look down, the arms would look like ribbons of soft light unfurling in the dark. They don't flash or flicker. They simply breathe, glowing gently as new stars awaken. The brighter the arm, the younger its heart. And somewhere inside one of those glowing lanes, our sun rests, shining quietly in the crowd. We live near one of these glowing lanes, like a house not far from a lit city street. We followed the spiral arms through their slow dance of creation, watched new stars flicker to life, and learned that their patterns are waves, not walls. We've met clusters like floating lanterns, the seven sisters glowing softly overhead. We've drifted with the galaxy's rotation so smooth we never feel it, and discovered that the stars themselves can live for eons, keeping their promises long after we're gone. Together, these truths form a kind of lullaby, a repeating rhythm of birth, light, and rest. The galaxy turns, the arms glow, and every heartbeat mirrors that motion. So breathe in gently and know you're part of that same harmony. The spiral will keep turning while your dreams begin. In the next chapter, we'll float inside the glowing clouds where stars are born. Inside the galaxy's arms, great clouds of gas and dust drift like dreams taking shape. These are nebulae, the nurseries of the cosmos, where stars are slowly, quietly born. Imagine enormous curtains of color stretching across light years, glowing faintly with the energy of creation. Within them, gravity gathers the dust together, folding and pressing until the first flicker of starlight appears. There's no sound, no rush, just the patient hum of forming suns. Each one begins as a spark within the mist, a soft heartbeat inside the universe's womb. You could float there forever, surrounded by light so faint it feels like breathing color. From darkness, beauty unfolds, reminding you that even silence gives birth to warmth and wonder. Somewhere inside that soft haze, the next generation of stars is already beginning to glow. Fact 21. Colors in the clouds. When you see images of nebulae, their colors seem almost too beautiful to be real. Soft pinks, deep violets, turquoise blues, all drifting together like ink in water. Those hues aren't painted. They're the language of elements glowing under starlight. Hydrogen blushes red, oxygen shines green, and dust scatters the light into delicate tones. Imagine floating through those shades, every breath tinted with light older than memory. The colors shift slowly, endlessly, like thoughts dissolving in calm water. Even unseen by your eyes, these clouds exist all around the galaxy, filling space with quiet artistry. The universe doesn't rush to show its beauty. It lets color unfold in its own time, softly, endlessly, like the sky exhaling. Each shade in the nebula is a soft note in the galaxy's silent symphony. Close your eyes and let's drift together into one of those glowing clouds. Picture yourself weightless, gliding through a sea of color. Around you, threads of violet mist twist like ribbons and tiny sparks shimmer within them, embryonic stars still gathering their light. The air feels warm, though there is no air at all. It's the warmth of color and motion, the quiet heartbeat of space. Every inhale fills you with starlight. Every exhale releases the day. You move slowly, passing through curtains of rose and indigo, your body becoming part of the glow. In this stillness, nothing asks for your attention. There's no sound, no gravity, only drifting peace. You are light moving through light, endless and free. As the colors fade around you, a single newborn star begins to open its eyes. Fact 23, the life of a star begins quietly. From the center of a cloud, the first pulse of light flickers to life. It begins as heat, invisible and soft, as atoms press closer until they fuse. An embrace so powerful it creates fire. Yet even here, creation feels calm. The newborn star glows gently at first, cocooned by dust, hidden from sight. Over millions of years, It will grow brighter, pushing the cloud away until it stands alone, shining freely. Every star you've ever seen began this way, in silence, in patience, in darkness that surrendered to light. And somewhere, new ones are forming right now, continuing this cycle. The universe doesn't rush to shine, it takes its time, just like you finding your rest tonight. Every glimmer in the night sky once hid inside a quiet cradle of dust and time. Every nebula has a form, though none are ever still. Some stretch like wings, others curve like drifting veils. There are ones that resemble eyes, flowers, even ghostly figures frozen mid-breath. The universe paints with gas and dust, and its brush never tires. These shapes shift over ages, sculpted by starlight and wind. If you could stand within one, you'd see colors flowing like tides, edges curling and reforming in slow, endless grace. It's beauty without intention, no pattern to chase, no meaning to solve, just form and color breathing together in silence. Let your mind move the same way, shapeless and free, expanding softly until you too become part of the drifting design. Each curve of a nebula is a whisper from a star shaping the darkness around it. Did you know? Fact 25. Some nebulae are the ghosts of dying stars. Not all nebulae cradle new life. Some are the quiet remains of stars that have reached their end. When a massive star grows old, it exhales its outer layers into space, scattering color like petals on a river. What's left glows faintly, a memory of what once was, drifting for ages before fading. The Crab Nebula, the Ring, the Helix, each one a soft echo of light saying goodbye. But even in ending, they create beauty. The materials released, carbon, oxygen, iron, will someday form new stars, new planets, new hearts. Death in the universe is only another kind of creation, a long breath out before the next inhale of starlight. Nothing is truly lost, only changed. Every ending in space is a pause before a new beginning, quietly ignites. When you look at a nebula, you're seeing a message sent long ago. The light that reaches your eyes tonight may have begun its journey thousands, sometimes millions of years earlier. Every color you see is a memory, an image preserved across ages. Imagine a letter written in starlight, traveling silently through space until it finds you here, now resting in the dark. The past and the present meet in that moment, folding time into a single breath. The nebula might no longer look that way today. It may have shifted or dimmed, but its light, still traveling, carries the truth of what it once was. The universe remembers everything, gently, in colors that never quite fade. When you gaze at starlight, you're seeing the galaxy's memory glowing across time. Every atom inside a nebula is part of a story that never ends. The dust you see there once lived in stars that burned long ago, and someday it will become stars again. Even the air you breathe carries atoms forged in forgotten suns. The universe recycles everything, matter, energy, memory. Nothing truly disappears. It all flows, endlessly transformed like clouds, shifting shape in slow motion. Imagine breathing in the same particles that once glowed in a distant galaxy, passing quietly through eons to find their way into you. The cosmos wastes nothing. It turns endings into beginnings, chaos into order, and back again. In its endless rhythm, you are both the dust and the light that follows. The breath you take tonight may hold the ghost of an ancient star. When you look at a nebula, you're seeing a message sent long ago. The light that reaches your eyes tonight may have begun its journey thousands, sometimes millions of years earlier. Every color you see is a memory, an image preserved across ages. Imagine a letter written in starlight, traveling silently through space until it finds you here, now, resting in the dark. The past and the present meet in that moment, folding time into a single breath. The nebula might no longer look that way today. It may have shifted or dimmed, but its light, still traveling, carries the truth of what it once was. The universe remembers everything, gently, in colors that never quite fade. When you gaze at starlight, you're seeing the galaxy's memory glowing across time. Every atom inside a nebula is part of a story that never ends. The dust you see there once lived in stars that burned long ago, and someday it will become stars again. Even the air you breathe carries atoms forged in forgotten suns. The universe recycles everything: matter, energy, memory. Nothing truly disappears. It all flows, endlessly transformed, like clouds shifting shape in slow motion. Imagine breathing in the same particles that once glowed in a distant galaxy, passing quietly through eons to find their way into you. The cosmos wastes nothing. It turns endings into beginnings, chaos into order, and back again. In its endless rhythm, you are both the dust and the light that follows. The breath you take tonight may hold the ghost of an ancient star. Before we drift back into the Milky Way, take a quiet moment to stretch. Gently move your fingers, your shoulders, your neck, just enough to feel space return to your body. You don't need to open your eyes. You can stretch inside your mind too. Imagine your arms reaching into the night, touching the edge of a distant nebula. The stars remain still, patient, watching you breathe. You've traveled far already through light and dust, and your body deserves softness. Let this motion be a slow reset, a reminder that rest isn't stillness, it's balance. As you settle back down, feel the weight of gravity cradle you once more, and let your breath align with the turning galaxy above. Now that your body feels at ease, let's return home to our galaxy's quiet heart. At the center of our galaxy lies a glowing hub, a crowded heart where stars cluster by the millions. From Earth, it's hidden behind clouds of dust, yet its presence shapes everything. Imagine it as a distant city whose lights never fade, burning gently behind a curtain. In that core lies a supermassive black hole, vast but silent, a gravitational anchor keeping the spiral steady. It doesn't consume recklessly. It simply holds balance, the way gravity always has. Around it, stars whirl like sparks in slow motion, tracing endless orbits that have lasted since time began. You can picture it now, the Milky Way's quiet heart, pulsing softly, unseen but constant, a reminder that even hidden centers still shine. The galaxy's heart beats slowly, and every orbit echoes its patient rhythm. Running through the Milky Way's center is a faint golden bridge of stars, a bar that holds the spiral together. It's not a solid beam, but a slow stream of sun stretching across the heart of the galaxy, guiding the arms outward like the stem of a flower. Through it, rivers of dust and gas flow toward the center, feeding new star birth near the core. From afar, it would look like a luminous spine, delicate yet strong, curving into the spirals we call home. Our entire galaxy breathes around this bar, its unseen balance keeping the pattern steady. Imagine that symmetry spreading through you too, a quiet line of light through your own center, holding calm and gentle alignment. That same golden bridge connects every spiral arm to the heart that steadies them all. At the core of the Milky Way, behind clouds of light and shadow, lies Sagittarius A, a black hole millions of times heavier than our sun. The words black hole sound frightening, but here it's peaceful. An anchor, not a threat. Its gravity doesn't swallow the galaxy. It holds it gently, keeping stars in their slow dance. Around it, gas forms glowing rings that swirl like golden mist, whispering light into the dark. If you could drift near it, you'd see no violence, only motion, an endless patient turn. Black holes are not holes at all, but mirrors of balance. They remind the universe to rest between bursts of creation. Even the void, it seems, has its own quiet grace. In the galaxy's calm center, gravity itself hums like a lullaby. Far from the crowded heart of the Milky Way, our sun lives in a gentle suburb of stars. It's a calm stretch of space where neighbors glow faintly and distances between them offer peace. If you could look around, you'd see no rush of motion, just distant points of light, each drifting along its own soft path. This part of the galaxy feels like a quiet cul-de-sac, tucked away from the city's bright core. It's neither too hot nor too cold, a perfect balance for life to bloom. Imagine floating here, your solar system a small house with warm windows surrounded by starlit silence. The universe built a peaceful corner, and it happens to be ours. In our little celestial suburb, every star glows like a porch light in the infinite night. Our sun moves through the galaxy along a smooth, predictable path, an orbit so vast it takes more than 200 million years to complete one turn. Imagine riding a train that circles the stars so slowly you never feel it move. Each second, the sun and its family of planets glide through space, following the curve of the Milky Way's spiral arms. There's no sound, no vibration, only steady motion through the soft dark. The stars around us drift too, each on their own quiet journey, forming a silent ballet that's been unfolding since before Earth was born. You are riding within that endless orbit, carried safely by gravity's invisible hand. As the sun drifts through the galaxy, Earth turns beneath you, part of a much larger rhythm of rest. Every star you can see with your eyes belongs to our local community. Out of hundreds of billions in the Milky Way, only a few thousand are close enough to pierce the night. They're our luminous neighbors, shining from a few dozen light years away, their light crossing time and distance to find us. When you look up, you're not peering across the galaxy. You're greeting those nearby souls who share our galactic street. Some are red and steady, others white and bright, but all of them glow with quiet consistency. They've watched generations of eyes look up in wonder, and tonight they watch you too. Their light is older than your worries and far softer than your thoughts. Every time you look up, you're waving across the dark to stars that already know your gaze. Even space has weather, though it moves with infinite patience. Streams of charged particles flow outward from stars, forming invisible winds that sweep through the galaxy. Our sun sends one of these breezes too, a solar wind that drifts far beyond the planets before fading into the wider dark. It carries whispers of energy, traces of light, and particles that once touched the solar surface. Out among the stars, these winds meet and merge, weaving together like breath in the sky. You can imagine them passing around you now, soft, unseen tides moving through the quiet. The universe breathes, and we breathe with it. Every exhale is a small echo of those cosmic sighs. If you listen closely enough, you might feel the galaxy's breath brushing past your dreams. Just as Earth moves through its own seasons, the galaxy has cycles too. Slow, sweeping shifts that unfold over millions of years. Clouds drift, clusters fade, new stars rise where old ones rest. Our sun passes through different regions of the Milky Way, each with its own quiet weather of light and dust. Imagine the galaxy as a clock so vast it ticks once every few lifetimes, its rhythm steady, eternal. These seasons don't hurry. They teach the art of patience. While you sleep, while you dream, the galaxy continues its slow migration, painting the sky with new constellations across the ages. Everything changes, but so softly you never notice. Only the feeling of gentle time passing. Every night, sky you see is just one frame in the galaxy's slow, shimmering film. We've returned home to the Milky Way, wandered through its quiet heart, and floated among its calm arms. We've felt the sun's gentle orbit, met our nearby stars, and learned that even emptiness carries motion. The galaxy, once distant, now feels close, like a vast home whose lights never go out. In this home, every particle, every breeze of starlight has its place. You belong here too, a thread in the same shining tapestry. Let that thought rest within you, that being small isn't separation, it's harmony. As the Milky Way turns, so does the quiet inside you. The night folds in, the stars remain steady, and you drift safely at the heart of it all. Now, let's lift our gaze again, beyond our galaxy, into the wider sea of light that surrounds it. Step softly now beyond the edges of our Milky Way, where the dark opens wider and new shapes appear. Out there drift our closest companions, the Andromeda Galaxy, the Triangulum Galaxy, and the two Magellanic Clouds, small glowing islands near our own. Imagine them hanging in the void like lanterns suspended above a quiet ocean. Each contains billions of suns, each with its own stories, its own dust and time. Though we'll never visit them, their light still finds us, crossing vast distances to join our night sky. The space between these galaxies isn't loneliness. It's connection stretched thin, a calm silence linking one glowing world to another across the deep. Every flicker in the dark beyond our galaxy is another home, quietly shining back. Our galaxy doesn't float alone. It belongs to a family of about 50 small galaxies called the local group. Together they orbit a shared center of gravity, slowly weaving around one another in a dance that's lasted billions of years. You could think of it as a cluster of lights drifting in a vast black sea, each one keeping gentle time with the others. The Magellanic Clouds move like younger siblings near our side, while Andromeda glides at a patient distance, approaching with quiet grace. The local group hums with peaceful balance, motion without haste, gravity without struggle. Even the universe in its enormity believes in togetherness. Every galaxy finds company, none truly travel alone. Somewhere in that family of light, our Milky Way drifts like a calm heartbeat in an endless sky. Far across the silent expanse, the Andromeda Galaxy turns with patient grace, a spiral larger than our own, shining faintly toward us through 2.5 million years of light. It's our cosmic twin, drifting nearer by the width of a thought each year. When you look up, you're seeing its past. A galaxy filled with its own suns, planets, and maybe even dreamers, wondering if anyone is looking back. One day, billions of years from now, Andromeda and the Milky Way will meet, not in collision, but in slow embrace, merging like waves that overlap. Until then, it waits on the horizon of our night, a mirror of light reminding us we are never alone. The faint blur of Andromeda in the sky is the universe whispering, "I see you too." South of the celestial equator, two small clouds of light hang in the night, the large and small Magellanic clouds. They orbit our Milky Way like quiet companions, their pale glow a whisper on the edge of darkness. Through telescopes, they reveal clusters of newborn stars and soft fields of dust, miniature galaxies drifting in our company. Ancient travelers saw them as guiding lights, marking the way across vast seas. You can think of them as lanterns floating near the doorstep of our home galaxy, keeping watch as the Milky Way sleeps. Their nearness brings comfort, their glow, a reminder that even the grandest structures in space have gentle friends beside them. The Milky Way moves through space, surrounded by lanterns, each one keeping its quiet promise to stay close. Our local group isn't alone. It drifts within an even greater gathering called the Virgo Supercluster, a vast web of galaxies bound together by gravity's invisible thread. Imagine thousands of glowing islands moving in slow harmony, each keeping its quiet place in an ocean of dark. These clusters form patterns that stretch for hundreds of millions of light years, like constellations seen from the universe's own view. Though the scale is unimaginable, the feeling isn't. Community, balance, belonging. Each galaxy moves gently, drawn not by force but by connection. The cosmos, it seems, prefers togetherness. And in this infinite dance of light, our Milky Way is just one note in an endless peaceful chord. Every cluster of galaxies hums the same song of gravity, soft and eternal. Beyond clusters lies a grand design, a cosmic web woven from light and emptiness. Galaxies form along its threads like beads on a string, connected by filaments of dark matter too faint to see. Imagine looking at a spider's web glistening with dew, delicate, intricate, almost invisible, and then expanding that image until it spans the universe. Between the threads lie vast voids, open and silent, but every line connects something to something else. Even in darkness, structure exists. The universe is not chaos. It's a patient design of balance and space. The same symmetry that shapes the cosmos lives quietly in you, order and stillness, coexisting like breath and pause. Some say the universe is thinking in patterns of light, dreaming its shape into being. Imagine the universe as an endless ocean where galaxies drift like luminous boats upon invisible tides. Waves of gravity roll softly beneath them, guiding their motion through time. There's no beginning you can see, no shore to reach, just gentle flow. Each galaxy follows its own current, never colliding hastily, always gliding in quiet harmony. From a distance, the web of light and motion looks like foam spreading across a boundless sea. Our Milky Way, Andromeda, and countless others float together, never lost, only moving as the sea decides. This vision, vast, unending, serene, is how the cosmos keeps its balance, not by a stillness, but by calm, continuous drift through the deep. Every galaxy you can imagine is a ship sailing across the dark, its wake a trail of starlight. When galaxies meet, they don't crash like stones. They merge like clouds. Their stars almost never collide. Instead, their shapes intertwine, forming new arms, new clusters, new life. These cosmic embraces last for billions of years, each one a slow choreography of gravity. Andromeda and the Milky Way will one day merge this way, folding their light together into a new galaxy, bright and calm. Imagine two spirals drawing closer, their arms touching, their centers blending into one soft glow. Nothing is ruined, nothing ends, just transformation, as graceful as tides meeting under the moon. Even on this scale, the universe teaches patience. That union, even when vast, can be quiet. Somewhere in the future, our night sky will bloom with the light of that slow cosmic embrace. When two galaxies meet, their gravity pulls stars into flowing arcs and sweeping tails of light. These bridges shimmer across space like trails of paint brushed across a black canvas. Some merge into perfect circles, others stretch into waves and feathers that drift for eons before fading. In these moments, the universe becomes an artist of motion, sculpting with patience instead of hands. The stars, unharmed, continue their slow orbits, their light weaving new constellations across the dark. What seems chaotic from afar is simply transformation viewed in progress. Even the universe redraws itself from time to time, softly, beautifully, reminding us that every pattern, no matter how vast, learns to change. The galaxies that touch tonight will one day shine as one, their light braided like threads in a cosmic tapestry. You've met our galactic neighbors, the gentle lanterns of Andromeda and the Magellanic Clouds. You've seen clusters of galaxies drift together like families, and you've floated along the cosmic web that holds them all. You've watched galaxies merge like clouds, creating beauty from motion, and learned that even collisions in the universe happen without violence. The cosmos isn't a storm. It's a slow tide of light, flowing and reforming endlessly. Every galaxy hums the same quiet song. Every thread connects something to something else. Let that idea settle in your breath. Nothing in the universe moves alone, and nothing ever truly ends. It simply becomes part of another calm beginning. Now, let's drift deeper into time itself to watch how galaxies slowly change and age through the ages. If you're still awake, take a soft breath and smile. You've traveled far tonight. The Milky Way keeps turning, the stars keep shining, and the universe continues its long, slow song. Somewhere billions of years ahead, our galaxy and Andromeda will meet in a graceful dance. No explosion, no sudden end, just the patient weaving of two spirals becoming one. As you lie here, you are part of that story already. Every heartbeat, every exhale is time flowing through you, the same current that moves galaxies. You can picture it now. A future sky filled with light, a new shape born from calm union. The cosmos has plans that unfold in stillness, not in noise. If you're still here with me, whisper what dream you'd like the stars to hold for you next time. Over billions of years, galaxies drift closer or farther apart, their paths shaped by gravity's invisible pull. Each one moves with grace, never in haste. When they meet, stars curve in elegant arcs. When they part, they leave behind trails of light like quiet echoes. The Milky Way and Andromeda are already dancing, their motions faint but steady. You can imagine them spinning in slow embrace. Two vast spirals, circling, their stars mingling like breath. No sound, no collision, only rhythm, patience, and transformation. The night sky you know today is a single step in that ancient waltz. Somewhere, the galaxies are still turning, keeping time with the gentle pulse of your own heart. Each heartbeat you feel tonight is another note in the galaxy's endless waltz. In space, time unfolds like silk, smooth, unwrinkled, unhurried. Galaxies change so slowly that even eternity seems to pause to watch. A single rotation can take hundreds of millions of years, yet the stars never rush. They burn, fade, and return to dust with a calmness that human hearts rarely know. Imagine if we could measure time the way galaxies do, not by minutes, but by motion, not by deadlines, but by light. The universe has mastered the art of waiting. Its patience fills every dark corner, reminding us that life too can move at the speed of peace. While you breathe here, the cosmos continues its quiet unfolding, gentle as dusk turning to night. In every passing moment, the stars teach us that waiting is another form of harmony. As galaxies grow older, their stars slowly change color. Blue fades to gold, gold to red, until the spiral's glow becomes soft and warm. Star formation quiets. Dust settles. What remains is calm, steady light, like embers glowing in a hearth after a long fire. The Milky Way, too, will one day fade into this peaceful maturity, still shining, still alive, but resting from its youthful blaze. Imagine the night sky filled with deeper hues, richer, slower, more forgiving. In cosmic aging, there is no sadness, only grace. Time does not steal light. It softens it, spreads it, teaches it to rest. Even the universe grows old beautifully, radiant in its quiet wisdom. The galaxy's future glow will be warmer, slower, a light that hums instead of burns. Far beyond every future we can imagine, the stars will one day fade. Hydrogen will run low, galaxies will dim, and the universe will grow quiet. Yet even then, that darkness won't be empty. It will be full of memory. Every photon that ever shone will still be drifting, carrying whispers of all that once was. Imagine the last star glowing like an ember in a vast velvet night, its light soft and unwavering. The end of brightness will not be a sudden silence, but a long sigh, peaceful and complete. When that moment comes, the universe will rest, just as you do now, bathed in calm, surrounded by the echo of gentle light. The final flicker of the universe will be less like an ending and more like a candle quietly going to sleep. Think of everything that moves, the stars, the galaxies, your breath, and realize they're all parts of the same rhythm. The universe inhales and exhales in patterns that span eternity, and you, lying here, are keeping time with it. There's no true beginning or end, only motion and pause, expansion and calm. The same laws that guide galaxies also cradle your heartbeat. The same balance that steadies stars steadies you. If you listen carefully, you can almost hear it, the soft pulse of creation repeating itself across the dark. Forever isn't a word for distance. It's the name for the peace between every moment, endlessly returning, endlessly kind. That rhythm continues beneath your dreams, steady as the glow between galaxies. Right now, even as you rest, the universe is growing. Every galaxy drifts gently away from every other, space itself stretching like slow breath. There's no tearing or rushing, just expansion so smooth it feels like stillness. Imagine the cosmos as a great fabric being quietly woven larger, its threads of light separating without breaking. The distances grow, but the connection remains. Gravity hums softly across the widening dark, keeping everything in graceful motion. What we call expansion is really the universe relaxing, easing its arms open wider with every passing moment. You're part of that stretch too, one calm motion in the infinite exhale of time. As the universe expands, every heartbeat becomes a reminder that we too can grow gently. Between galaxies lies something unseen but powerful. Dark energy, the quiet force that drives the universe's expansion. Scientists can't see it, can't touch it, yet they feel its pull everywhere. You can think of it as the deep breath that keeps space unfolding, an invisible calm that guides the stars apart. Though it sounds mysterious, its presence feels peaceful, like gravity's softer twin. Just as air holds you while you breathe, dark energy holds the cosmos while it grows. It doesn't rush or command, it simply allows. The unseen, it turns out, may be what keeps everything in balance. Even what we don't understand can still be trusted to hold us. The most powerful force in the universe might be the one that feels most like silence. If you could travel forever in one direction, you'd never reach a wall. Space curves back on itself like the surface of a sphere, endless yet contained. There's no border, no barrier, only continuation. The idea may sound strange, but it's deeply soothing. There's nowhere to fall off, nowhere to be lost. The universe holds everything, even its own boundaries, in gentle embrace. Imagine walking across a planet so vast you never see its end, only horizon after horizon, always unfolding. That's how the cosmos works, limitless but safe. Infinity isn't frightening when it's round. It's simply a circle too wide to see, turning endlessly, softly, without edges or end. If you kept traveling through space forever, you'd eventually return home without ever turning around. We've drifted through the universe's great expansion, felt the quiet power of invisible energy, and learned that the cosmos itself has no edge. We've watched galaxies dance, merge, and age, all moving within a rhythm older than time. Each fact, each vision has brought us closer to a single truth. The universe breathes. It expands and contracts, brightens and rests, much like you. As you inhale, imagine galaxies drifting apart. As you exhale, imagine them returning in harmony. That's the pulse of creation, steady, patient, kind. And while your body settles deeper into stillness, that same rhythm continues everywhere, unchanged, serene, carrying your dream along with the stars. Now, let's turn our gaze back toward the small blue world that calls this universe home. From far away, Earth is a faint point of light, a soft blue spark suspended in the dark sea of space. It shines not because it burns, but because it reflects sunlight, a small echo of warmth in the void. Imagine floating just beyond the planet, watching clouds curl across its surface, oceans shimmering like liquid glass, and continents glowing faintly beneath the sun. That's home, fragile, luminous, quiet. From this distance, every worry, every noise feels smaller, lighter, easier to let go. The earth spins gently, carrying everyone you know, every dream you've ever had, beneath its calm blue breath. The universe is vast, but your place within it glows perfectly enough. That tiny blue spark holds all the warmth the universe ever taught us to feel. Orbiting above, the moon glides endlessly around our world, a quiet mirror catching sunlight and sending it softly back. It has no light of its own, only what it borrows, yet it glows enough to guide travelers, to calm seas, to mark time. Its pull steadies the earth, keeping our oceans in rhythm, our nights bright but gentle. Imagine its pale light spilling through your window, silvering the air, tracing every edge in peace. For centuries, it has watched the world sleep, unchanged and forgiving. The same moon that shone on ancient wanderers still watches you tonight. Its silence isn't emptiness, it's assurance. The moon is always there, even when clouds hide its face. The moon's glow is a promise. Even borrowed light can bring comfort. Earth moves around the sun in a perfect slow ellipse, a path so steady we almost forget its motion at all. Each year, the planet glides through 940 million kilometers of space, Yet everything on its surface remains balanced. Seasons unfold, tides rise and fall, and light returns right on time. Imagine that journey as a slow dance between warmth and shadow, each step precise, graceful, patient. Gravity is the hand that leads, the sun the quiet partner that never lets go. Even in motion, the earth never hurries, it simply flows. As you rest, the planet continues its orbit, unbroken and calm, a silent reassurance that cycles, like breath, always return to peace. Every sunrise is proof that the Earth's soft orbit still keeps its promise. Around our world lies a fragile veil of atmosphere, thinner than a soap bubble compared to the planet below. Yet within that delicate layer, every cloud, every breath, every color of the sky exists. It shields us from cold space and falling stones, from radiation and silence. Imagine it as a soft cocoon of blue light stretching gently from sea to sky, wrapping the world in invisible arms. When you inhale, that same air moves through you, shared with trees, oceans, and countless living things. It's the planet's whisper, a reminder that protection doesn't need to be heavy to be strong. Above that line, the stars begin. Below it, life continues to bloom. The air you breathe has drifted through forests, oceans, and even the breath of stars. When you stand beside the sea, you're looking into a reflection of the cosmos. The waves shimmer like starlight, the horizon curves like the edge of a planet, and the quiet rhythm of the tide matches the heartbeat of the earth. The ocean mirrors the sky because they're made of the same poetry, motion and light, depth and stillness. Every drop of water once drifted through clouds, rivers, and even the breath of ancient creatures. It's the planet's memory, flowing endlessly back to itself. As you listen, imagine the waves as echoes of the Milky Way's spiral arms, rolling slowly toward shore. You and the sea breathe together, sharing the same rhythm, the same calm. Every wave that folds into the sand is a whisper from the stars reflected in the water. Each evening, the earth turns gently away from the sun, offering you the calm of shadow. Night isn't absence, it's restoration. The planet spins you into darkness so your body can rest while light tends to the other side. The air cools, colors fade, and the stars take their turn to guide. Imagine the world dimming like a lantern lowered into still water, glowing just enough to see by. This rhythm, day and night, has never failed. The same rotation that shaped ancient days still rocks you to sleep. So when darkness falls, it isn't an ending. It's the earth saying, "You've done enough. Now, let me hold you still." Every sunset is the planet's lullaby, a quiet promise that dawn will return. When you look at the night sky, the light you see travels through your eyes and becomes part of you. The same starlight that left its source millions of years ago now rests inside your gaze. It's a quiet exchange, the universe offering its glow, and you receiving it, soft and wordless. Your eyes reflect that light back, tiny mirrors of the cosmos, shimmering with the same pattern that fills the heavens. Every human carries that reflection, whether they've seen the stars or only dreamed of them. You are made of the same atoms, the same ancient dust, the same light. The sky doesn't end above you. It continues inside, patient and bright. The next time you close your eyes, imagine the constellations rearranging softly behind your eyelids. Despite all its motion, the universe makes no sound. Space has no air to carry vibrations, so even the most powerful events, a star's birth, a galaxy's dance, happen in perfect quiet. Yet this silence isn't emptiness. It's a canvas for thought. It's what lets your own heartbeat and breath become the music of your moment. The quiet between stars is the same quiet that lives inside you, the one that appears when the mind stops rushing. In that silence, everything feels connected, calm, and infinite. Imagine listening not with your ears, but with your whole being, and you'll hear it. The soundless hum of everything existing in peace. The universe speaks in silence, and you've been fluent in its language all along. Seen from orbit, our planet shines with a soft, living light. Cities glimmer faintly like constellations. Lightning flashes over oceans, and the auroras ripple near the poles in curtains of green and violet. From above, it looks peaceful, fragile, luminous, alive. Every flicker below tells a story. Someone reading by lamplight, waves striking a distant shore, a single spark of thunder lighten the clouds. Astronauts often say Earth feels like a jewel resting in darkness, glowing from within. Imagine floating there, watching that glow pulse gently, a heartbeat made of oceans, clouds, and dreams. The entire planet seems to whisper, I am here. I am enough. That gentle blue glow is the only known light in the universe that thinks, feels, and dreams. You've returned to the Earth, to its orbit and oceans, its night and silence. You've seen how the moon guards our sleep, how air wraps us in invisible safety, how light and darkness share the sky like friends. You've watched stars reflected in eyes and silence turned to song. Every journey outward circles back here to the small blue home that breathes beneath your feet. It's not just a planet, it's a cradle in motion, gently carrying every story the universe has ever told. As you breathe, imagine that light of home glowing brighter, pulsing softly beneath the endless dark, promising that wherever you drift, you are never far from warmth. Next, we'll drift inward beyond planets and stars to the quiet center of thought and rest. Close your eyes and imagine looking inward instead of out. Within you, countless cells shimmer and communicate in quiet light. Tiny constellations moving through the dark of your own body. The atoms that make your bones, your breath, your heartbeat were once part of ancient stars, born in their fiery cores, scattered through the cosmos, gathered here to become you. Every inhale draws in molecules that have traveled through oceans, mountains, and even meteors. You are not separate from the universe. You are its continuation in human form. The galaxy hums inside you with every pulse, every thought, every dream. Proof that the infinite has always lived within the smallest space of all. You don't just live in the universe. The universe lives quietly inside you. Now, imagine your thoughts as stars scattered across a wide, calm sky. Some flicker brightly, others fade at the edges, but none demand your attention. You don't need to chase or name them, just let them drift. Each idea is a glimmer, appearing and disappearing like light from a distant sun. The mind space is vast enough to hold them all without effort. When thoughts rise, let them shine briefly. When they fade, let them go. In this open mental sky, nothing is wrong, nothing is missing. There is only awareness, quiet and endless, watching itself unfold. You are both the sky and the light within it, boundless, calm, and eternal. Between every thought lies a small eternity of peace waiting to be noticed. Just as planets orbit stars, everything within you orbits the quiet pull of your own heart. It isn't just a muscle, it's a field of rhythm, drawing every cell into harmony. With each beat, waves of calm travel through your body like ripples through a pond of starlight. The heart keeps perfect time with the slow turning of the earth, the motion of the moon, the quiet spinning of the Milky Way. You are gravity in miniature, a center of balance that holds your whole universe together. When you listen closely, your heartbeat becomes the echo of all creation's pulse. Steady, patient, endlessly kind. The cosmos hums outside, but the rhythm begins within. Every heartbeat you feel is the sound of the universe remembering itself through you. The oxygen you breathe was once forged in ancient suns, released when they bloomed and broke apart. Each inhale is starlight entering your lungs, each exhale a gift returning to the air. Breathing is your way of conversing with eternity, quiet, invisible, constant. As you inhale, imagine pulling calmness from the sky itself. As you exhale, imagine giving peace back to it. The rhythm is shared, your breath, the ocean's tide, the galaxy's expansion, all moving in the same infinite pattern. You're not borrowing the universe's air. You're continuing its cycle. Even in sleep, your breathing keeps the cosmos alive, one soft rise and fall at a time. Each breath carries a trace of stars older than memory, still glowing quietly inside you. Every part of you tells a cosmic story. Your blood carries iron born in ancient stars. Your bones hold calcium once floating in interstellar clouds. Your skin glows faintly with the light of everything that came before. You are a map written in atoms, tracing the same paths galaxies follow through space. The lines on your palms could be spiral arms. Your breath, the wind of solar storms. Your pulse, a tiny echo of cosmic time. You don't need to look outward to find infinity. It's drawn across you, woven through you. Close your eyes and feel it. The universe folded neatly into a single human form, shining quietly, breathing endlessly. Your body doesn't just belong to the universe, it's one of its constellations made flesh. Deep inside, beneath thought and sound, there's a stillness that never moves. It's the calm core of your being, the eye of every storm, the center of every orbit. You've felt it before, in quiet moments, when time seems to slow, when breath feels infinite. That still point is your personal gravity, the anchor that keeps everything aligned. When you rest in it, nothing feels lost or broken. Everything simply is. Imagine it now as a small light, glowing behind your ribs, steady as a star that never fades. You don't have to reach for peace. It's already there, constant and waiting. The universe's quiet heartbeat, living in you. Stay here for a moment. The stillness within you is the same silence between galaxies. Every thought that crosses your mind is like a comet, bright for a moment, then gone. Some return, tracing familiar paths. Others appear only once before fading into the dark. You don't need to chase them or hold on. Just watch them glide across the sky of your mind, leaving soft trails of light. The beauty of comets lies in their impermanence. They remind us that brightness doesn't need to last forever, to matter. As you rest, let your thoughts move this way, graceful, temporary, harmless. Each one passes, leaving your inner space clear and open again. There's always room for silence after the light. There's always calm beyond the thinking. Each thought you release becomes a new spark drifting into your inner sky. When sleep begins, your mind turns inward the way planets circle their suns. Dreams are its gentle orbit, tracing loops through memory, imagination, and light. Each image you see is gravity's echo inside consciousness, pulling you closer to rest. Nothing in a dream is random. It's your inner universe rearranging its stars, rebalancing the sky. There's safety in this motion, a rhythm too soft to wake you, too deep to stop. Let yourself drift into that slow orbit now, spinning through calm pictures and fragments of thought. The world continues its turn, but for now, you revolve around peace, steady, silent, and beautifully weightless. As you drift into orbit, your dreams will carry you where gravity feels like warmth. There's a night that lives within you, gentle and endless, just like the one above. It's the space between heartbeats, the quiet after an exhale, the calm that returns when all thoughts fall away. You don't have to fear it. It's the part of you that holds rest. Inside this inner night, everything is safe. Every memory, every hope, every version of you that ever looked up at the stars. This darkness isn't absence, it's protection, a velvet blanket of stillness where new light begins. As your eyes grow heavy, let that night expand through you. Feel its soft weight settling over every thought until only peace remains. Inside your quietest moments, entire constellations are forming, unseen but waiting to shine. You've traveled inward through the galaxies of thought, breath, and heartbeat. You found the stars in your cells, the silence in your mind, and the stillness that anchors it all. You've learned that the cosmos isn't far away. It's folded inside you, whispering through every breath. You've watched your thoughts drift like comets, your dreams orbit like planets, your inner night bloom like a nebula. There's nothing left to reach for. You already hold infinity. As you breathe, the universe breathes back, matching your rhythm, heartbeat for heartbeat, calm for calm. The stars outside fade to match the stars within, and the two begin to glow as one. Now let's wander into the final quiet, where all motion slows and peace becomes light. Picture the universe settling into silence. Every star softens its glow, every orbit slows, and even light itself seems to rest. The galaxies that once danced through the dark now drift gently, their arms folding inward like petals at dusk. It's not an ending, just a cosmic pause, a sigh between eternities. In this great sleep of the universe, everything still exists, but in harmony so deep, it feels like stillness. Imagine floating there, surrounded by billions of faint, glowing dreams, each one a memory of motion. The same peace that fills space begins to fill you too. The cosmos sleeps slowly, and you are part of that calm. Even when the galaxies sleep, their dreams shimmer quietly across the dark. Even as the universe quiets, its light continues to travel, soft, unhurried, eternal. Photons released billions of years ago are still gliding through space, crossing unimaginable distances in perfect silence. Some will never find a destination. Others will end their journey in the eyes of someone watching the night sky, perhaps centuries from now. Light never truly ends. It stretches thinner, gentler, until it becomes one with the dark. You can think of it as kindness that never fades, warmth that refuses to disappear. Somewhere, the glow of every star that ever lived still drifts, quietly alive. And tonight, that same patient light hums softly within your dreams. The light you see tonight began long before you were born, and it still travels with you now. Long before any stars existed, the universe spoke once, and that whisper still travels. It's the faint hum left over from the Big Bang, the cosmic microwave background echoing softly across all of space. Though invisible, it's everywhere. In the space between galaxies, in the static between radio channels, even woven through your very atoms. This echo is the oldest lullaby, a soundless vibration that's never stopped. Imagine it passing through you now, a tender thread of memory connecting you to everything that's ever been. You don't have to understand it, just feel its warmth. The universe hums with its own history, and in that song, you've always belonged. The first sound of creation still drifts through the night, and you are part of its melody. Every breath you take is a rhythm older than stars. The same atoms that filled the first galaxies now flow in and out of your lungs, linking your life to the dawn of everything. When you inhale, imagine drawing in the memory of creation. When you exhale, imagine releasing peace back into the universe. There's no separation, only exchange. You are breathing the same air that once moved through forests, oceans, and ancient skies, through the lives of countless beings and the glow of distant worlds. The universe doesn't end at your skin. It moves through you softly, endlessly, with every calm breath that carries light from the beginning of time. Each breath completes a circle that began at the birth of everything. Out in space, most of what exists isn't matter or light, but emptiness, a quiet so complete it holds the universe together. That nothingness has weight, structure, meaning. It's the pause between cosmic notes, the silence that allows creation to sing. Imagine floating there, surrounded by darkness so pure it feels like rest. You'd find no edges, no bottom, only an endless cradle of calm. The universe relies on this quiet to breathe. Without it, light would have nowhere to travel, stars no room to shine. In your own life, silence serves the same purpose. It's the space between moments that makes them whole, the calm that lets the music of living begin again. Even nothingness has its own gentle gravity, pulling every sound back into peace. When you see something truly beautiful, a sunrise, a sky full of stars, time seems to slow. The same happens in space. Near great masses, gravity bends time itself, stretching moments until they linger. But even here on Earth, wonder can do the same. When awe fills your mind, your heartbeat softens, your breath steadies, and the clock fades. You enter the same slow rhythm that guides galaxies. Let that feeling stay with you, the gift of stretched seconds, the kindness of still time. Wonder doesn't rush. It invites you to stay. Tonight, the universe gives you that same pause, that same space to rest inside the beauty that keeps unfolding. Every breath you take in wonder adds another second of peace to the universe's endless hour. Every atom that ever existed still exists, reshaped but never lost. When a star dies, its elements scatter into space, forming new worlds, new suns, new beings. In that way, the stars remember everything. They hold the memories of every light that came before. Even now, parts of you were once pieces of ancient suns drifting for ages before finding form. The stars that shine tonight carry traces of all that has ever been, their glow the soft echo of countless beginnings. Nothing in the universe truly disappears. It just changes its way of shining. You too are part of that endless remembering, a flicker in an infinite gentle chain of light. Every shimmer in the sky is a memory still burning softly through time. Light moves at a constant speed, fast beyond imagination, yet never impatient. It doesn't rush. It simply goes crossing millions of years without strain. Even when it seems to vanish, it continues on, quiet and steady. Imagine living that way, moving through time, not with urgency, but with assurance that you'll reach what's meant for you in your own rhythm. Light teaches patience through motion, proving that speed and peace can coexist. Every beam you see tonight began long ago, traveling without pause, without doubt. Let that be your comfort, that everything in its own way finds its destination, glowing softly all the while. Somewhere far ahead, the light that left you tonight will one day warm another world's dream. Though space is silent, it is never deaf. Every vibration, every burst of energy, every pulse of gravity leaves an imprint on the fabric of existence. The universe keeps these traces, listening, recording, remembering. Even your smallest sound, your softest breath, ripples outward, joining that endless conversation of motion and light. You are not unheard. Somewhere, your voice travels among the stars, carried by particles that may drift forever. The cosmos doesn't answer with words, but with presence, with constancy, with the quiet hum that holds everything. As you rest, imagine that hum surrounding you now, the soundless acknowledgement that everything you are has been received. Somewhere in the dark, the universe is quietly listening to the rhythm of your breath. You've watched galaxies slow, light drift, time stretch, and stars remember. You've breathed with the universe, floated in silence, and learned that nothing is ever truly gone. Even now, as your body grows heavier and your thoughts grow faint, the cosmos continues to move gently around you. It listens, it remembers, it holds. The same calm that fills the night fills you too, steady, unending, kind. You don't have to keep exploring. You don't have to reach or think or wonder anymore. The journey has already circled home. The stars remain, the light endures, and in this final quiet, you can finally let go. Now, drift with the galaxies and let sleep become the softest orbit of all. Let yourself drift now, as if the night sky were a blanket unfolding above you. The galaxies are still turning, the stars still breathing, but their motion is slow, patient, kind. You're floating between them, weightless, surrounded by gentle light that hums in time with your pulse. The edges of thought begin to blur. Sound grows softer, and gravity turns into comfort. You're safe here, in the quiet, in the glow, in the infinite hush between heartbeats. The universe keeps moving without you needing to follow. You've traveled far enough. Now, the cosmos will continue the story while you rest within its calm. Even as you sleep, the stars will keep watch, their light weaving softly through your dreams. And now, beneath the silver hush of the Milky Way, everything grows still. The stars dim to whispers, the air thickens with calm. You are part of it all, breathing, dreaming, glowing quietly inside the universe's endless night. Every heartbeat echoes through time. Every breath joins the rhythm of galaxies drifting in their patient orbits. There's no more distance to cross, no more questions to ask. Only peace, infinite and simple. Let it hold you, cradle you, and carry you into the deep, luminous silence of rest. The galaxies sleep, the light softens, and the universe, your oldest home, leans close and whispers, "Good night." And somewhere, far beyond tomorrow, the stars are already dreaming you back into their light.